What's up and welcome to Party Invite, where we invite you to a gaming community of inclusiveness and diversity. Your party members today are Thomas Egan.
Hello.
Debbie Hill.
Hi.
Carlos Gomez.
Howdy.
And I'm your party leader, Chris Mowry. Our companion on today's episode is Party Invite community member, game collector, and Switch enthusiast, Scary Gary Cooper.
Bow, 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 bow.
Say hi to the people real quick. I think the boom, boom, boom cut you out.
The bum. What up, people?
Perfect.
Couldn't hear you over the air horn.
On today's episode, we are going to talk about the Pokemon 25th anniversary announcements and Switch news and all sorts of that stuff. But first, we're going to talk about what we've been playing. Carlos, looks like you've been playing a little Age of Calamity.
I have been for a little bit longer than I anticipated. I've been trying to complete more games, as is my normal mission. I think I'm down 14 games this year already, 13 or 14 games. And Age of Calamity is the Musou style, Warriors game that everybody knows about. But I put in 16 hours across 2 days that I took off to recharge my batteries, so to speak, and I fucking killed my hands. That's exactly what I did. But
that's classic gaming right there.
Yeah.
The blisters, the mashing, and everything. That's classic Nintendo right there, baby.
But for a Warriors game though, like, you just can't use your hands anymore. You're moving and tapping that often, and it was extremely painful. I don't recommend doing that with a Musou game. But yeah, Age of Calamity, as far as like story and stuff goes, oh my god, it was worth it overall.
Was it really?
Yeah, it is.
See, I've been
especially
skeptical.
If you're a Breath of the Wild fan, like you made it all the way through and you're wanting more of that story, yes, it's worth it.
Yeah, see, that's the only reason why I wanted to get it right there is because it's that Breath of the Wild skin. But I did play, Hyrule Warriors, and I was like, okay, cool. And I do like a good hack and slash game, But then I played it, and I got bored with it really fast. You know what I mean? So that's why I was like, I got excited for Age. I was going to pick it up, and then I'm like, you know what? I'll just wait and see how it goes. So, but I don't know. Maybe off your recommendation, I might actually give it a try.
Yeah, this one's way better than the first one, because the first one was really just padding. Like, the entirety of the game to me felt like padding. And Age of Calamity, it relies on the story. There's so many cutscenes, and all the campaign, all of the missions go directly to the campaign. You can definitely grind. Like, there's some missions that you can just grind and not really be a meaningful part of the story, but most of the missions are. And I looked online at howlongtobeat.com. I always look at that just to make sure I'm finishing things the way I hope I can. And I think yeah. Make all the jokes you want there. And I think it was
I'm doing it right.
I think it was I think it was supposed to be 25 hours was the fastest time, 23 or 25 hours, and I got it in a little bit over 27, so I was pretty proud of that. And I think I maybe only did like 2 missions of actual grinding, so it made it way fucking harder at the end. But yeah, still worth it. And then same thing with Mario Odyssey. I got rid of that game last week. I think I put in about 7 or 8 hours, and most of that was one playthrough. But at least Mario Odyssey is just one of those that's super fun, and you don't feel any kind of negativity when you're playing that game.
Are you playing it off the 3D collection or the original on the Wii?
No, Mario Odyssey.
I'm thinking Odyssey because that's one of the games I've been playing also.
Yeah.
So I got you. Okay, yeah. Odyssey,
Galaxy's definitely going to be back on the list now that Odyssey is taken care of. Yeah.
Dude, I really enjoyed Mario Odyssey. At the beginning, I was like, I am absolutely blown away by this. I love it. But I think I played it a way I shouldn't have played it. I started collecting more on each level instead of like progressing when the game allowed me to. And I realized that I hit a point where I was like, okay, I think I've worn out my welcome on this. Like, I think I should have played through it more quickly because now a lot of the shine is gone. And
Yeah.
I did it to myself. I mean, there's plenty of game there for you to explore if you want. And I don't usually just like mainline through games, but I wish I could go back and tell myself to mainline that and then go back and get some of the collectibles.
I would highly suggest that too, because it's one of those Switch games that has a really good replay value for that reason. You can go through the main story, have a great time playing that, and then you can shelve it for a while and then pick it back up, and it feels like a brand new game. I just recently did that with Breath of the Wild also.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I beat the game, I played a lot of it, and I shelved it, and then I recently picked it back up, started tackling the DLC, but I'm also still doing all those former side missions there. That's Odyssey, same game like that. It's fun to easily pick up and play and go through and get those moons or whatever.
Yes.
Both of those games are so pretty and have so much like exploration. Like both of those games, you could just walk around just to look at the scenery and love it. Like, and you could make the game just that. It'd be great.
And
Odyssey
probably just get a moon for it.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's so easy to get a moon. And it's also one of those games that it has that much value out of it with no DLC.
Yeah.
You know, it's on all in one package right there, and that's what I love about it.
Yeah, I watched the completionist review right after I finished it, and I knew that the numbers were ridiculous, but I think you only need 160 moons to actually complete the game, or well, to beat the main story. But you can actually get 999.
Yeah,
And
it's insane.
holy crap!
That's
Wow.
insane.
Yeah.
That's a grind, baby.
As the mascot platform guy of the group, apparently, since we started this podcast, I really need to get a Switch. I also need to get a PlayStation 5 before I get a Switch, I feel like. But if anybody's trying to get rid of a Switch and they're just sitting on one, I may know a guy. I may know a guy that might want to play some Switch games. But speaking
I
of,
bet we could find you one. Chris, you should really get a Switch.
I know, but it's
You should get it before the PS5. Like, you're going
Even
to
if
be
you
waiting
buy a
until
used-
I second that.
September to find a PS5.
Yeah,
Yeah.
buy a used Switch Lite just so you can play like you have a little Vita or something like that. The Switch Lite is a phenomenal console. You know, I
Yeah.
got a regular Switch and one of those, and I bounce back and forth all the time.
the thing.
I
With,
almost exclusively use the handheld mode, so I bet you could get, like you said, a used Lite for extra cheap and love it.
the thing is,
Yeah.
though, that Devin's favorite video game in the world is Mario Party 3?
Super
4.
Mario Party?
4.
Or okay.
So I know she'd want to play Mario Party. And if I have a Nintendo console that is new and it has new Mario Party on it, she's going to be bummed if we're playing it on a screen that's like
yeah,
this big.
you have to have the
You
regular
would have
Switch
to
for
run on
that.
a-
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
That's
can
true.
play it on there, but you'll have to buy Joy-Cons and sit there and look at that little tiny screen, and you're like, eh.
Nope.
Yeah, and you wouldn't be able to stream it through your capture card either, now that I'm thinking about it. So,
Sure.
That's true, yeah.
Oops.
So speaking of mascot platformers, Scary Gary, you've been
Yo.
playing a little bit of that Mario 3D World.
Oh,
Plus-
Super Mario 3D World Plus. Bowser's Fury. Let me tell you what a package that game is. Holy crap. So I played the game on Wii U, right? And I'm a big sucker when it comes to Switch games, and especially Wii U ports. I have no trouble rebuying a game and replaying it again. They look phenomenal on the Switch. I'm surprised they sat on this game for as long as they did, because that game was made for the Switch, first of all, with the whole multiplayer aspect and everything. But if you played on the Wii U, why would you want to buy it again, right? That Bowser's Fury add-on is amazing. Yeah, it's short and sweet, but I really feel if this is really going to go with the future of Mario games, I'm all in for it. Big open world, you go around, do your thing. It's kind of like what Odyssey is, but a little bit more. And it's just a great game. And I'm finding myself with this one actually trying to 100% it, like go through, redo all the levels with every character, you know, do all the moves. I'm on the Champions Road right now, and trying to do that with all the characters is insane, you know. So great game, highly recommend it. And good couch co-op game, you know, which is that's my cup of tea. People play games online and everything, but I prefer getting people lined up in a room together, having fun, because we don't do that very much anymore these days,
Right.
of course. But when the time comes, I can't wait to get a random group of people together and play some Super Mario 3D World, just have fun, bounce around our Mario cat suits, dressed as, you know, Cat Peach and all that, and just meowing it up, baby.
Now it up.
Meow,
Yes.
meow.
Meow, meow, meow.
Meow, meow.
Yeah. So how does this has been my thing about Bowser's Fury. Why cats? Why is everything cats? Like the penguins are cats. Everything is cats.
Did you see the
because-
pigeons?
It's because in like Mario 3D World, the cat suit was the main thing. You know, that was the big new power up.
He's just pulling amiibos out of his ass. He's
I
just
guess,
like,
yeah, I guess, whatever.
yeah.
So I guess, you know, with the new add-on to that to make it more 3D World themed, you know, you're buying a 3D World game, you want to play as Catsuit Mario.
Right.
They probably
okay.
wanted to, oh, guess what? You're in this whole cat world now, you know. I guarantee you if they go with this format later in life, it's going to be a different format. But because it's the 3D World skin, and the biggest thing was the cat suit, I just think that's why they did that. But I texted my friend who's a big cat person the day it came out. I said, they made the Mario game for you. Even if you play 3D World, you need to play Bowser's Fury because you're saving all these freaking cats and collecting cat shines, and then you turn into a freaking Goku kitty. You know what I mean? It's dope.
Dude,
Yes.
how much did they play with the cat stuff? Is there like is it just like everything's a cat and they're cat
you
shines?
get other
or is
power ups in the game as well.
Okay.
The cat shines are the main thing. You know, just like in what Super Mario Sunshine, the shines, I guess how they're called, whatever. That's just the main. Your moons basically you're collecting.
Right.
But you know, the cat power up is one of the big power ups, and then you have all the other ones as well. You know, so a lot of the same power ups from 3D World, but obviously the cat is the main theme of focus. You know, so
Okay.
turn to Giga Cat Mario.
Now, do you have to play through Super Mario 3D World to access
No,
Bowser's Fury?
It's a
Or
whole
you
separate game. When you fire it up, it's split. You get to choose 3D World or Bowser's Fury. And it's a whole nother game. So you're getting two games on one cart. And that's why, I mean, yeah, it's $60, but, you know, you're getting a lot of stuff packed in for $60. And a lot of people didn't even play 3D World. So
Right, because it
they're
was on Wii U.
spoiled as
Yeah.
heck. Yeah, you know, so. And it's got like the Luigi add-on too, like the Luigi U and all that, or was it just Mario Brothers Luigi and all that? Because they released that game during the year of Luigi, you know. So they did a version of Mario Bros, that whole plumber platforming, you know, with the flies and the lobsters and crap. Yeah, they made a version of that just called Luigi Bros, and you're just simply playing as Luigi. It's the same skin, but it's just Luigi.
Yeah.
So that's also a full game that's on there as well.
Is this also the first time that the Toad stuff happened, right? Because they made a whole
The
game.
Captain
No,
Toad stuff.
Captain Toad.
That's well, okay, yeah, the Captain Toad, exactly, which developed its own spin-off, the Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker. That's right, because
Right.
in 3D World, that's just a side game there where you play as Captain Toad, getting the stars or whatever. You're right, yeah.
Okay.
I thought you were going to go with the whole, what is it, the Peach Head or whatever out of a new
Oh,
Super
no,
Mario Brothers
we don't,
U.
we don't talk about
I was like, Toadette turns into Peach Head when she gets a crown. Are you serious? I still want my Bowsette game. Dang it!
I think you might be waiting a long time for that, or you might just have
Probably
to
so.
download some
So-
sort of
Probably so.
PC mod.
Let's take bets. Do we get Bowsette's game first, or Chris gets a PS5?
Oh.
Oh,
Oh,
Bowser.
I get a PS5.
Bowsette.
I get a
Not
PS5.
Bowsette, sure.
Bowsette will be in Smash before Chris gets a PS5.
Oh shit.
I mean,
Yeah,
just
she's
check out
the final
those new
fighter.
physics that they added. So
Yeah, I
mean,
know.
So I
right.
Anything's possible.
New physics.
off that post today that Devi did, she's like, "Hey, it's up right now," and I checked it, and it was like, "It'll be back at 3:40." And I was like, "Oh, I gotta remember to like." I just like left it open on my phone and like went back to work, and then I didn't remember till it was like I was about to
Oh,
leave,
no.
and I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" I like opened it, and it's like out of stock, and I was like, "Yeah."
It
You
was out of
literally
stock
have
for everybody.
less than 60 seconds to get any new system, period.
The online
great.
game battle sucks. I tried to get the Mortal Kombat Legacy cabinet as soon as it went up off Arcade One Up. They went through the partners like GameStop, Best Buy, gone just like that. You know, anything like I hate it. It's a horrible time to try to buy anything. The dang online scalpers, the bots, everything they have set up, it's ridiculous. It's not fair to the true fans that are trying to really get a hold of stuff. We shouldn't have to pay a premium.
I have 300
Well,
If
PlayStation
you were a true
games.
fan, you would pay $2,000 over retail price. I'm just
That's
saying.
right.
I almost did that. I almost did the StockX had one for like $700, and I was like, okay, yeah, maybe I could just deal with that, just the extra 200. And then I was like, oh, and they even have like financing, and you could just pay like a little at a time. And then I saw that by the end of that, after a year, you would actually pay like $850 for a PS5, and I was like,
That's when you
See-
just like
No.
get it repoed.
This is where Microsoft was smart by releasing their little Series S, because everybody's like, well, this is the next gen console, people that don't know better. And they're going,
Right.
well, and it's so much cheaper, I'll just buy this. Why not?
the only, but the,
Strategy, baby.
but the only thing that really like, there's not much that pays off for, like
The
there's.
company.
Well, but they're not selling consoles. Like they're going through the same shit that PlayStation is. So like, I mean, you might be able to just go buy a Series S or a Series X in the store right now, but I haven't heard anybody clamoring to do that. So
Yeah, nobody can get a Series X right now. Maybe an S from time to time, but
yeah,
nobody's really wanting a Series S. I did see somebody buy a PS5 off Wish. Austin Evans got a
Oh,
PS5 off Wish.
Oh my god.
Was it a real one?
I,
Was it a
you
keychain?
know, they thought they got it in, but they tricked them and they said no. So I don't know if they've even ever really got it yet, but it was like $600, and it was an all digital one.
Wish is
Yeah.
terrifying.
Was it like a white trapper keeper with like a
It's like
It's
I'll
just a
pull it up,
modem.
It looks
yeah.
like it's like a papercraft PS5. Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, it must be nice to have these YouTube channels like that. They just have this like infinite supply of disposable money. Just like, guess what? We're gonna buy $700 of junk off a Wish. Blah blah blah. I bought a piece of paper for $300.
All right, let's get us back on the rails here. Thomas,
Yeah, there we go.
Thomas, what have you been playing?
I played some Undertale this past weekend. So we started our Frowny Face run, our No Mercy Genocide run. So I actually had to go back when I was offline after our first session to fix my run because so let me back up a step.
Yeah, I'm like, what are you talking about?
In Undertale, this game has multiple endings, but it doesn't tell you that when you first play it. So you're probably going to get the neutral ending. It's a good ending. I mean, the game's a really good game. Carlos has the poster always present behind him. You can see there the Eat Your Greens. That game rocks. That is one of my very favorite games. So if you go back, start from the beginning, you can refuse to kill anything in the whole game because you can go into these fights and you can either fight, you can act, which usually uncovers a bunch of jokes and some funny stuff, just goofy game mechanics that are in there, or you can mercy, which means you just don't attack. That's all that means. And you can, if you go through the whole game and you mercy every single enemy, then you won't end up killing, technically, a single enemy, and as a result, the story will be dramatically different. So the No Mercy ending has like 2 extra hours of content in it, and it reveals all of this different story and all this, and it's great. That ending is considered the true ending of that game. That game is a hug in video game form. I cannot highly recommend it enough. So I'm not doing that. I am killing everybody, and it hurts my heart because there are all these wonderful characters, and I'm just murdering literally everyone. So I started my game, and I thought that I only had to murder the bosses, but it turns out that, like a Pokemon game, I have to wander around and try to encounter every enemy in the game until when a fight would normally stop or start, it just says, but nobody came. And like once you
Story
kill
of my
everybody once you kill everybody,
It's a
the
joke.
sound once you kill everybody, the music for the area just stops. It goes away for the whole rest of the area. And for a game that has really great music, it's pretty jarring. It's a completely different experience playing this game this way because this is kind of a spoiler, but you end up one-hitting every single boss. As soon as you fight, well, that's an oversimplification, but I'm not going to clarify it because I'm not going
Smart.
to.
That's smart because that
There you go.
spoilers. for a game
but
that came out
when
4
you-
or 5 years ago or whatever.
Yeah, I mean like a decade ago or something
Yeah.
like that.
Well, the endings are so
that
the
old.
endings
No,
so
it's not that old.
fundamentally change that game that I don't want to spoil any of that stuff. Really, like Undertale's an amazing game. If you're listening to this, you should check it out. You'll know pretty quickly if it's a game that you'll be interested in. But it's very funny. I've probably laughed out loud at that game. That game and Stanley Parable, I think, are the two funniest games I've ever played.
What?
Now, question. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. So we were just trying to guess the date, and this is always a fun thing to do. When do you guys? What year do you guys think this game came out? Undertale.
2012.
Ooh, Thomas.
Well, I think I for sure know the answer.
Oh, okay. Well, then skip you, Devi.
Yeah, I'll skip me.
2017?
Okay, Carlos.
And I'm gonna have to go with 2014.
And I think that it's 2015.
It is closest
Yeah.
without going over is Carlos. Come on down. You want a new dishwasher?
I always
Sweet.
overdo it.
When you start
So-
that game,
damn.
it says like mount whatever the mountain is, 20 like 20 or 201x. So
So,
it's like
me not-
somewhere in the 20 teens.
Me not being like an RPG gamer, is it is RPG-ish, right?
I mean,
It has elements because I know like it has that
Technically-
Earthbound sense and
I don't
but
really
there's like
know how.
music mini games and all that in there. It looks like too, like rhythm games and stuff. Or am I wrong? I don't know.
You're
I'm just
not
looking-
wrong. This game is really hard to quantify.
Yeah.
Right. And so I saw it at like Best Buy a couple times for the Switch, a physical copy, like a limited run, or I think it was limited run that did. I can't remember because every now and again they get limited run games at Best Buy, you know. And I only want it. Like if I see it physically, I'm like, oh, I might just buy that. Then, but then I look at it, I'm like, am I really going to play it or not? Is it going to be a game that really grabs me? But then again, I'm somebody that'll buy like 2 copies of Skyrim and never play them just because they have different covers too.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't know why I haven't picked it up yet, but I keep looking at it, and I hear so many people talking about it, you know, then hearing you talk about your little brunch date with it or whatever you just did is like,
Mhm.
man, maybe I should really try this game out, you know? Just
You
give it a
need to
try.
Try it out. I don't know if it goes on sale, but it couldn't be that expensive.
it
I
goes
can't
on
No,
imagine.
it
sale
does
how-
go
all
on
the
sale.
time.
It does.
Okay.
Yeah.
You should buy it. It takes 6 hours to beat. You could probably beat in 5. I beat everything really slowly, so I take a little longer than that. And now that I'm streaming it, it takes even longer because I just can't help myself.
You gotta have fun with it.
You do have to have fun with it, and I would describe Undertale as a bullet hell game where stuff flies at you and you have to avoid it. That's the core like gameplay mechanic, but you're walking around as if it's a Pokemon game and you're like interacting with people, exploring, and they're just nonstop jokes and puns all over the place. The characters are very charming. So that's actually what makes this genocide run, as it's called, so difficult, is because I'm just killing everyone. I'm not like talking to them to find out their jokes. And now that I'm officially on the path of this ending, like I went to the town where there are usually like a lot of people, and I can go talk to the shopkeeper, and there's you can go on a date with one of the main character. Well, with the character. And when you were on the genocide run, when you show up to town, they evacuated the town. And like you walk into the shop and it's just like, hey, everyone left. Do you want to rob the place? And I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is a
Yeah,
totally
dude.
different game.
Nice.
Fucking A, I do.
That's the 360. I love it.
But it's crazy. So it like hurts my heart, but it's very interesting. I'm glad I'm finally going to see the third and final ending of this game because I've seen the other two.
I just wonder how you'll be after the fact, because this is like a
A changed man.
yeah, it's like watching freaking Shari go through war in Outriders.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, that's kind of how I feel because like the nice ending of that game is so good. It's so good. And then now for like everyone to just be like, oh, you're a terrible monster. Or like now, you know what? I don't even want to spoil anything else about it. But I played that last weekend in 2 sessions. I went back and killed all the monsters so I could get back on track. But I'll be playing that again this weekend, which will be, of course, right before the podcast comes out. I'm gonna beat it. Then I need to beat it because the following weekend I'm out of town, and it's been hard to not play it this week. Like after I played it on Sunday, all I wanted to do was keep playing. Because part of it is, I think this is the most difficult version of the game, because since you're focused on fighting, the like boss encounters are the toughest. They're all turned up to 11. At least I never really struggled on a fight in the other versions of this game, and I lost to one of these bosses like 6 times.
But the music was good. So
The music was good. I'm just glad there was music, because, oh my gosh, the death music of... Oh, I found out if you kill everybody, it'll take the overworld music of whatever area you're in, and it just plays it, like, creepily slowly. It's weird.
You gotta love a game though that rewards you with different endings by playing it different ways though, and that's
Yeah.
kind of like, I think they took a page from Earthbound. I never finished Earthbound, but Earthbound had different endings, didn't it? It had like 3 different endings, I believe.
Yeah.
So they kind of like, and there's several games that do that as well. I know, but I know that there's a couple of like characters or like aesthetic in Undertale that look like Earthbound as well.
Yeah, in fact, at the very end of the good ending, there's actually a scene that intentionally resembles Earthbound when you're like in the bedroom, and it's cool.
So nice, yeah.
I went digging through the wiki a little bit, because since I had to restart my game, I was like, look, I better do it right this time. I'm not restarting this again. So I dug around on the wiki to make sure I was on track. And man, there is a lot of thought that went into that game. It's insane. Just
Yeah.
like so many tiny thoughtful things that even after I beat this ending, there's stuff I never would have seen, that it's like, wow, you, Toby Fox, the one person who made everything. You made the music, you made the story and jokes, you designed it, like the art and everything. You thought of all of these really obscure things that people easily could have never seen. And there's really something special that goes into those details.
Yeah. Like I understand that Undertale is not a game that I'm probably going to enjoy, but I respect the hell out of that game. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
It's one of those things where it's like, this isn't for me, but I respect the hell out of what he accomplised.
Yeah.
That's how I feel out of a lot of RPGs in general, right there. I'm not an RPG gamer by any means whatsoever, but I respect like the Final Fantasy games. A lot of things Square Enix does. They obviously have a big following, the Chrono Trigger games and all that. Just I respect the person who wants to grind and do all, because like what, a Final Fantasy game take 300 hours sometimes, it feels like, and there's a lot of things to do in it. And what, Final Fantasy 15? I mean, holy crap, that game seemed endless or whatever.
When people talk about like Persona 5, I'm like, I respect that game and I'll listen to the soundtrack, but I ain't playing it.
It is
right.
I account share with my old roommate, and every time I can't find something to play like that is going to grab me, I linger on the download for Persona 5, and I'm just like, this isn't for you, but everybody says it's really good. You might just want to get in there and just check it out. And I'm like, no, you're not going to like it. It's going to be too anime. I watched half of it, or like some of it. Oh my God. And I'm like, it's just going to be too anime for me, and I'm not going to enjoy it.
Nice.
So that's Undertale. That's been fun. That's pretty much, I mean, I'm not going to tell you about everything else. I've been playing a bunch of card games that we've played, Slay the Spire, a whole bunch of Don't Starve, which I love. The more I play it, the more I love it. But I played State of Decay some more. I've played it now with friends and alone. I picked up that game. It's on Game Pass, so I already have access to it. But I picked that game up for the multiplayer. But I've told you guys the multiplayer is frustrating because you're tethered to the host.
Right.
So you can't just split up and do your own thing like you can in a lot of other games. You have to stay together. What I've discovered is I think that's a better single-player game than it is a multiplayer game.
It's also something that, especially with that hilarious video that you posted today, Thomas, of your car just flying away when you were trying to repair it.
Taken off.
This game has been out for 2 years now, or a year and a half, or something. Like
about 2 years.
What are we doing? Like, how can we not fix these bugs? Like, what's happening here?
Well, I think it's the Microsoft Game Studio that doesn't exist anymore.
That's what I was going to say.
Why?
Yeah, I wonder why.
No, they exist. They're coming out with 3. They're coming out with 3.
Oh, are they?
Yes.
Well, they're working on stuff. Yeah,
they're working on 3. They're not working on the old game. Clearly.
I
Yeah.
don't understand why that game is so rough around the edges because, dude, it has so many edges and all of them are rough.
Is it
All of
because
them.
do you think that the mechanics are complicated? Because I feel like some of the stuff that they're doing is like that's kind of complicated, but it shouldn't affect the
I mean, it is like
Car
an
flying
open world procedurally generated thing. So you get a lot of stuff like you see zombies T-posing across the environment. In the first game, zombies would
Target.
clip through the walls like a lot. So just because a zombie was on the other side of the wall did not mean you were safe. They just walked straight through it.
Man, like, why would you release an unfinished game like that, CD Projekt Red?
It was finished on
Shot
on
fired.
PC. It was finished on PC. I
Yeah,
played the shit out of it.
But, you know,
I don't know, Thomas.
I
I
was
really
always-
like the idea of the Magic School Bus being in your zombie game. I don't know.
I mean-
I get it. Man.
it's awesome.
Part of
the
that
moon.
becomes like Bethesda charm or whatever, right? Like Skyrim still has problems, but
Right.
It was going to be the party bus in Fortnite. You guys are just dropping in now. Beep, beep.
Yeah.
T-posing in, just like
especially the problem with State of Decay is that it's multiplayer, and so it's almost like and the like he was saying, zombies can just walk through your walls. Well, then what the hell's the point of playing
Yeah.
the game
Well,
at all,
that-
right?
To be fair, that was the first game that had that problem.
Oh,
The second
okay.
one has a lot of problems, but not that one specifically,
okay,
which is a big one. So I want to clear that up.
but in
This
a
was
game,
always my
For
concern.
Microsoft, they're
yeah,
listening.
with a game that's like, even though you're saying it's a better single player experience, that game is built to play with friends, and you're supposed to play with each other and like create your own like camp
So,
and all those kind of things. It just
here-
seems like to have those bugs, that's a problem.
I don't understand why it is so janky. I cannot come up with a reason why, but I'm not going to stop playing it because that game is really fun.
Okay, well that's good.
Yeah, it's really fun. I played through probably 80% of the first game when I lived with a friend who owned it in college, and I mean, the first game might be better, but it's been so long since I played it. I just know that I also really like that game too, despite the clipping, like walls, zombies just walking through walls.
Might just be nostalgia there.
It could be, but I mean, the core gameplay is just so nice. It's pick one of your characters, upgrade your base, explore a world that's procedurally generated, so it's yours. I can't remember the first one was procedurally generated, but this one is. It's a good game. It's on Game Pass. It's on Xbox and PC, but unfortunately, I don't think they crossplay. I think I read that today.
Yeah, no crossplay. So that was
What?
always my concern, though. I'm a big
What?
fan and supporter of Game Pass. I love Game Pass, and I've been
Yeah.
supporting it since day one.
It's great.
Especially for the value, especially with the Ultimate Edition now that you can get it. Yeah, it's monthly, but there's a lot of value out of it. But when Xbox first announced they were going to start bringing their games exclusively to Game Pass, like offline, what's that pirate game, Sea of Thieves or whatever? Is
Right.
that what it's called?
Okay.
Yeah. And it was like, okay, everybody was so excited for the game. I'm like, okay, this is going to be a buggy mess. I'm scared that all these Xbox games that are launching day one on Game Pass, what is that to say about the quality of their games? They're not trying to put it out there and sell it for $60 a pop, And it's shown like what Crackdown 3 is that it sucked.
That's
ass.
unfortunately
But,
the case for
Oh,
Crackdown.
man.
Yeah,
I
it was
was so
definitely the case
looking
for
forward
that.
to that game. I love the Crackdown
Same.
series, and then
Yeah, exactly. And it was like such a disappointment. Like, what
it was Brink
this,
all over again.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
exactly.
But Brink was
We
fucking
can't
amazing.
talk about that.
Brink was fucking
What?
amazing. I will. Brink was ahead of its time. It was
Are you serious? Okay,
I mean,
Debbie
what-
looks how I feel.
Brink was so fucking good. I loved Brink.
I think I might have to quit the
Wow.
podcast.
That's I think that's literally the hottest take we've ever heard on this show.
Really? Brink
Yes.
was
It's like
a
a $4 game after like what 5 days or something. Jesus.
Yeah.
It
I know
dropped-
what Brink promised it was going to be was amazing.
The
What it
cinematic
ended up
for
being-
that
oh,
game
God,
is
yes.
amazing.
the
What it ended up being.
the team play aspect of a multiplayer like experience was like we had Team Fortress and things like that, but we didn't have like that game is like trying to be Overwatch, but you can customize your characters and stuff. Like you are working towards an objective, holding like doing certain things. Like there is stuff in that game that is 5 years too early.
Somewhere out there, the developer brings sliding $5 amount.
Yeah.
Bethesda, give me
Yeah,
your
yeah.
money.
You can't see it right there. It's like,
Bethesda, give me your money.
He's just like, get you something nice with that.
I also
Here you go.
Get yourself a wall-breaking chair. Just
I also
Yes.
I also like Kane and Lynch 2 Dog Days. So I mean, there's like I like games that people did not enjoy. So
You play Fallout 77 a lot too.
no, definitely not. So speaking of multiplayer things that are pretty good, including Brink, Outriders is a demo
Outriders.
that I played too much of. I almost feel like so there was a couple days there where I didn't have anything going on, and that demo had just come out. So I leveled up all 4 classes to level 7. I got a couple of legendary weapons. I basically got pretty much, well, except for probably my Technomancer, I got all the materials that I could possibly get in the demo. Max those out. That game's going to be really good, I think. And it's probably going to sell really well. I think they announced today that it had 2 million downloads on the demo, which
Yeah.
is a lot. And
Definitely.
it's no Valheim numbers, but it's a lot. And
I mean, that's a ton of players. That's
Yeah.
like so many.
well, I think a
and
lot
we
of
can all crossplay with each other.
oh, well, we could all crossplay with each other, sort of.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
when I played it on PC and tried to crossplay with things, it did not work well. It's in beta for that stuff, so they still have a month and a half to figure that out, or a month to figure that out. A month.
Yeah.
A
A month.
A
That's
month.
gonna be rough.
A month.
Exactly.
Is this the beta? I thought this was the bathroom.
Yes.
I got to see that with my own eyes this time.
Yes. So good. So yeah, I'm very optimistic about the game, and it seems like players of Destiny and Anthem are very optimistic about it. I haven't seen that many
That game-
Division players on it, but people that like the Division should also play this.
It really looks like. I mean, you guys have talked all about it. I mean, you've obviously played it, but so many Destiny vibes, especially the menus. I mean, the menus looks
Oh, the menus for sure.
literally like Destiny. But then, yeah, a lot of third-person cover stuff.
It's like Gears of War,
Gears style.
Division, Anthem, Destiny, all had some sort of orgy.
Bam.
Outriders.
I
You
thought
got
this
all-
was the bathroom.
I thought this was the
You got all you
bathroom.
could have in that demo.
Yeah. It's a lot of things kind of all mixed together. It's like they kind of took the best bits out of everything. Like they're like, hey, this menu system's super easy in Destiny. Like Destiny has had so many players. So like having that menu system of like your armor and stuff, people are like, oh, I instantly know how to navigate this because I played so much Destiny.
Yeah.
The Gears of War parts of it are like the cover system and when bodies explode in blood confetti. That is Gears of War to me. That's what I always think of is like just being posted up on a corner and somebody running around the corner and blasting them with a shotgun and all just pieces of
Blood
things.
confetti, sign me up,
Yeah.
baby.
So
Well, I will say that it's not a Gears 5 replacement, though. If you're already a huge Gears 5 fan, don't jump to Outriders. The actual gunplay and the cover mechanics, especially, are far better in
the-
Gears 5.
There you go.
yes, the cover mechanics and stuff are a little. They take a second to get used to because I remember when I played like right away, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong with the cover, but it's not working right. Quickly, I figured it out. Like it is a little different than I thought it would be. It's not a Gears replacement. It's more of like this is a social thing to play with friends. I do enjoy that there's no like multiplayer there's no PvP. It's like PvE exclusively. I'm pretty sure. And with the stuff that they're going to do with the end of game, the campaign's 40 plus hours, which is a lot. And I have 4 characters, so that's a lot of hours if I decide to go down that route. But then the expeditions, there's 14 of them right away, and then you have to beat all of those to get to like the big thing at the end, the 15th one. And they all kind of seem like their own like little biomes that are their own raid. So you're kind of, or like a strike or something like in Destiny. Like there's different mechanics in each of these. So like you'll start doing something, maybe you have to flip switches or do, how Destiny raids work and things like that. So that, and you can do those across all the world tiers. Like, so there's difficulty levels that you can play with in there. I think this game has like a lot of legs, and I think that it's going to be like last year or the year before, it was Remnant, right? Remnant was like the big, like, this came out of nowhere and people played the hell out of it, which was a great game. And I get those vibes too in this, just its design. But this is probably going to be really big, like, which I didn't, I kind of felt like it was going to be a niche thing, kind of like Remnant was, but I feel like this is reaching a much bigger audience.
It's all the legs.
It's all the legs.
All the orgy legs.
All the orgy legs that happened, yeah.
Mythical.
Yeah, but I don't have too much to say. I'm setting it down so I don't wear myself out loot grinding in a demo for a game that comes out in a month. I'm just going to put it down.
Yeah, I'm really impressed that you know all the loops already. Like, you were talking about them when we were all playing, and I was just like, shoot gun?
Yeah, well, I had been excited about it anyway, and then once I started figuring that stuff out and like just doing some quick YouTube research on like how to farm some weapons, really, I want to get a legendary really bad. How do I do that? Here's the quickest. Just keep spawning this captain and just keep killing him over and over and over and over and over, or whatever. I did that for a little bit, but I don't want to. I don't want to bore myself with the game just because I'm trying to grind loot. That was something in like Destiny that became frustrating. And like I said, this is just a demo, and I probably spent, I don't know, too much time in the demo. So I'm excited.
He has to go get a towel real quick to wipe all the sweat off. He's so excited talking about how good this just demo is.
Hey, if you haven't played it, it's free. Just check it out. Just see if it's for you. There's no reason not to. So there's that. That's really all I've played this week. I've been really busy. But Devi, you've been playing something that kind of ties into our party topic.
Yeah, Rogue Company. Exactly.
Definitely, yes.
No, besides Rogue Company, which I have been playing a lot of more recently, I've been streaming a lot more too, and the community that I have really seems to like it. So I'm glad, because I like the game, and I want a reason to play it more.
It's a good game.
Since none of y'all will play it with me ever. Yeah.
Just not at 2 a.m. Just any time between 7 p.m. and 11 p.m. I could do.
Oh, but, I'm only awake for 30 minutes a day. What are you talking about?
I've had multiple people ask me, like, once they started getting into Twitch, they would follow you, Devi, and then I've had like 3 or 4 people ask me, so like, is my stuff right, or does Devi actually stream at like 2 a.m? I'm like, oh yeah, that's real. That's real.
That's real life.
I'm like, there's a whole Twitch out there that only comes out after dark. Like, this is...
It's the goon hours.
There you go.
But besides Rogue Company, I have found my way to Canada. I'm here right now, listeners. I am in Canada with a Canadian phone, and as such, I have gained access to the Pokemon Unite beta in Canada, where I am.
Interesting. Tell me more.
I'm totally...
Well, there's a lot of maple syrup on my phone because that's where I am in Canada, and that's their national everything.
A lot of poutine.
So, it's their national animal, syrup.
Syrup.
It's a lot of fun. It's very classic MOBA, and I did not expect that, especially because it's Pokemon. But whenever Pokemon does like a spin-off or anything like that, they really seem to nail the core mechanics. Like with Pokemon Conquest, it was like, the turn-based strategy of, just like a tactics game, but with Pokemon. And you wouldn't really expect something like Pokemon just to like nail a serious tactics game like that. But they brought that same kind of fervor over into this MOBA game. So like expect something like League of Legends or Heroes of the Storm or Arena of Valor, et cetera, and really kind of modernized it. I don't know. It's a very streamlined process. You know, they cut out the laning phase and it's more like a training phase.
Okay.
It's really interesting. I'm happy to answer any questions you have.
I thought you
I've
were. I thought this was the coffee one. What is that?
The cafe mix.
Cafe
No.
mix.
The cafe mix?
No.
That's a free puzzle game, been out for a while.
I
Yeah.
haven't even touched that one.
I was
I played
wondering.
for like 5 minutes when it first came out, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm over.
I mean, it's like a mix of Pokemon Troze and then the Poffin making video game from Diamond and Pearl, as far as I understand. So
Yeah.
So
But
this is the
it's-
MOBA. I remember seeing the little trailer for this.
yeah.
And it's in beta. So what? I'm assuming there's probably not that many characters or like.
Oh no, there are a lot.
Oh, there's a
There's,
lot
like-
in the beta.
At least 12.
Is it all Gen
Oh,
1
shit.
right now, or?
Oh no, it's all across the board. They have everyone. They
Oh,
have,
wow.
I mean, they do have Gen 1. You know, they have got Machamp, they have Pikachu, they have Venusaur, Blastoise, Charizard. But then they also have, at least in the beta, and the beta doesn't have all the characters in it because we saw Clefable in the trailer. Clefable's not in the beta yet. But they also have like, they have Gengar. They also have Alolan
Yes.
Ninetales. They
Oh.
have Eldegoss from Sword and Shield. They have
Nice.
Garchomp. Like, it just runs the whole gamut across. So I'm really excited to see because I just thought that they would, you know, it's very Gen 1 heavy, but I thought they would pull like 90% of the Pokemon. And I was really pleasant surprised. God of War's in it. God of War.
God of War's in that game? That's
Holy
insane.
shit!
That's
He's just him murdering a bunch of Pokemon.
It's a genocide run.
Hello, Pikachu. Ah!
That's how you get the No
Boy.
Mercy ending.
Pikachu.
Boy, Premiere.
So are we going to see Pokemon in God of War Ragnarok now then? Oh,
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, he fights a Dragonite.
a big old Dragonite.
So this is mobile only.
No, it's on the Switch as well, and it'll actually have
Oh.
crossplay, which I'm really excited about because the people who made this game are responsible for Arena of Valor as well, which is also on mobile and Switch, but it does not have crossplay. You can link your accounts, but you're rewarded on the Switch for the progress that you have made in the mobile game. And also there's like, it's two different casts as well, because like in the mobile game, they have like DC superheroes for some reason. I don't know. But as far as I know, I haven't opened Arena of Valor on the Switch in like forever.
Oh, I thought
they
you were
are
talking about the
absent.
Pokemon thing. I was like, wait, there's DC
No.
characters? I was
I'm
like,
still
what the
talking
fuck?
about.
Just getting some Green Lantern in there against
I mean-
Venusaur. That's cool.
Yeah, I was getting lost with the God of War DC character. Like, what kind of Pokemon game is this?
But no.
Did,
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I was gonna make a joke, but it's over now.
The moment's passed.
But the crossplay I'm really excited about because I think that also implies cross save. And as someone who's going to be really, really into the game, I really hope that all of my progress and stuff will transfer over to the other platform because I intend on getting it on both. And whichever platform goes bigger, I want to be able to participate in without hindrance. So I really hope that comes to fruition.
So I'm assuming this is gonna be like one of those games that's like flooded with microtransactions then and everything
No,
like that.
actually, there are 5 currencies that I've seen, but only one of them is premium. The
Oh,
other
nice.
ones you earn through events, progress, and just playing the game and stuff, completing missions and side quests.
Nice.
There is
That's
a gacha mechanic, but it is it's not for Pokemon. It's for cosmetic. As of this recording, like I said, it's in beta, so things can change.
Right.
Yeah.
But the gacha you can play just by battling. So the currency that you use to play with the gacha, you earn by completing matches. The
Nice.
premium currency is basically just a replacement for one of the currencies that you earn by completing missions and achievements and whatnot. So it's not pay to win, essentially.
Which I don't mind that so much. You know, I hate when they want you to pay so you can upgrade and be the best there is out there. You know,
Yeah.
I don't mind having the option to pay for cosmetics and stuff like that, such as like, at Fortnite and all that. I hardly ever play that game anymore, but I never picked it up. And then when I finally did, I'm like, hey, I can actually get everything this game almost has to offer without even spending a single cent, even though they still suckered me in to buy battle passes or whatever, or season passes or whatnot.
Because then you start doing math in your head and you're like, wait, but if I get the battle pass, I get more coins, and if I get more V-Bucks,
right, exactly.
then I can buy more stuff.
And I kind of use those V-Bucks to buy my battle pass every year, the season pass every year. I played it smart, but then I gave it up. But I can get down with a game like that as long as I'm not having to pay to win. I don't mind cosmetically, having that option there. I mean, I'll do my best not to spend money. Pokemon Go is one of those games you can play without spending a single cent until you're trying to catch a freaking Pokemon you've been hunting for forever, and then you run out of Pokeballs, and you're like, 99 cents. It's only 99 cents, and you're buying balls.
12
I spend
times
more
later.
money on that game because of the fashion. Like, fashion is always what gets me to spend money. Like, in Ninja, I don't even know how much money I've spent.
I have the same Detective Pikachu shirt and Pikachu beanie that I've had forever on that game. But that game got a lot better during the pandemic, I'm going to say. I mean, I hate not trying to I'm trying to find a positive out of it, but with the updates Nintendo did with that app, being able to sit from your house and get a lot of value out of it, since some people don't want to go out, your Pokemon being able to get, gifts and stuff to bring back to you from Pokestops and everything without you actually getting out to do anything. Yeah, I'm like, I got so many balls and everything like that in my Pokemon Go app right now. It's insane. I still play that game daily. You know what I mean?
I mean, that said, Nintendo mobile games, even though this one's gonna have Tencent behind it,
the Fire Emblem.
Like I was gonna say, Fire Emblem technically has the gacha mechanic, and it's made a shit ton of money. But at the same time, it is another one that you really, as long as you just play, you're getting exactly what you need out of it. You don't have to spend money.
The gacha in Unite is purely cosmetics. It's nothing else.
Yeah, as long as that continues, because I did feel like Arena of Valor did hide the best characters to play with behind the paywall. But if that's not the case with Unite, then by all means, I'm fucking down for it. That sounds fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, Pokemon has really always been about accessibility and stuff, so I doubt they're going to start hiding stuff behind paywalls now. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Carlos, what we got for a party topic this week?
Yeah, well, there was a shit ton of stuff that happened before Pokemon Day and on Pokemon Day. So, everybody knows the announcements, but obviously there was a couple of big games. The remakes of Diamond and Pearl. It's Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, and both of those are coming at the end of this year. And then Pokemon Legends Arceus, which is likely for early next year. Lots of speculation is out there. Yeah, 2022. I wouldn't expect it any later than March or April. But there's been a ton of speculation, ton of announcements. I'm sure most of us have seen the Post Malone concert,
It was
digital concert.
I loved
that was
it.
really interesting.
It was interesting. I just wish he moved more. He was so
he
stiff
moves
up
when
there.
he was in concert. So
He
I
was
went
just
to the Post Malone show.
does he? Okay.
Yeah, that's exactly how he moves. So, like, Jill and I were shocked because we went to that show, which was the same day as the Super Bowl parade.
Yep.
So what a freaking day that
yeah.
was for me.
Jeez.
Wow.
You get up 6 o'clock in the morning, go out there for that. You're slamming, you're celebrating. Got to come home, you got to nap it up, and then still go out to Post Malone later in the night. And I'm like how Thomas was when he went to my last Switch meetup. He's like, I don't know if I can stick around. I'm kind of hungover. And so I came home and I'm napping, and Jill was so excited because she didn't go to the parade. She stayed home because it was going to be so cold. And I'm like, oh, man, I got to pull it together because she's so pumped for this. And I wanted to go, too. And we went, and, yeah, that's exactly how he moves on stage. He's all flamboyant, excited, and this and that. And I'm like, wow, Posty's got some moves there, And that Pokemon concert was dope. And that I felt like watching that. We were sitting here, Jill and I, and, she likes Pokemon to an extent. She's not a gamer or anything like that, but she likes the cute monsters, But
Excuse you, pocket monsters, okay?
Yeah, I was going to say pocket monsters for her. It's like, but we had the sound bar turned up loud and this and that. We're partying, we're drinking, we had a good time. We were mad that it was only 15 minutes long.
Now,
we're ready.
I didn't watch this thing, but I just watched the MinMax podcast, and they were talking about that they left was it the Hootie and the Blowfish song They
He
covered,
made that song specifically
Yeah.
for this event.
but there's like
Or he
a
covered it, and I made it.
Right.
Covered it.
Yeah.
but he specifically references sex in that song.
No, that's circles.
Circles.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they had the bleep stuff, and there was songs also where he would say like drop F-bombs or whatever, and they had it.
Well,
they
they actually missed the sex.
They missed the sex one,
Yeah.
and they like,
Yeah.
but they
Yeah.
like threw a Pokemon that like rhymed with sex or something in the frame at the same time.
Wow, I didn't really
missed
catch
this.
on to
I
that.
missed this. I didn't watch this. I don't like
Olivia was
Post
in the frame.
Malone, and two, Pokemon I haven't been a big fan of in a very very long time. But
Jacques.
I dabbled in Pokemon Go for a while. Then I was like, I can't do this anymore. I can't go outside and do things.
If anything, Pokemon Go is what made me a Pokemon fan to an extent. Like I've always liked Pokemon, but that's what really in my older age, that's what made me fanatical about Pokemon to the extent I'm nowhere near the level of other Pokemon fans out there. But when Pokemon Go came out, I'm like, dude, that really I started learning more Pokemon because I only knew the Kanto and some of the Johto region Pokemon, and then a handful of new ones here and there. But now it's like I feel like, oh yeah, I know a little bit more and more. Pokemon Go did that right there for sure.
Yeah, I am a core fan. I have
Oh, yeah.
bed sheets. I still have my childhood shirts. Like I have those old. Do you remember the action figures that came with the Pogs that you would flip?
Yes,
I still
yes.
have my whole freaking trunk of that in my all of my old Pokemon
Very
cards.
And see,
I have a baby Lugia.
I think I am
Oh,
this
that was
Pokemon
nice.
fan. These are from the Japan capsule machines or whatever.
Those are awesome.
That but I only have these because I went to Seattle, and Pink Gorilla Games is based out of Seattle, and she has a bunch of those in there because she's a big fan of Japanese imports and all that.
She
stuff.
was on that
And-
MinMax podcast I was just talking about actually.
Kinsey.
Yeah.
Kinsey, yeah. So, yeah. I think my main reason for being a big Pokemon fan is because I'm a big Nintendo fan, of course.
Yeah.
And there's so much the awesome. Even if you're not a hardcore game fan, you gotta love their other stuff. You know what I mean? Who doesn't want a Pikachu plush in their house? You know what I mean? Come on, maybe Mau, but
Maybe like a like a Pikachu dog toy or something. That'd be fine. I think
No.
a Raichu dog toy. I'm sorry.
But
Even more so not allowed.
But even because of this, though, look, you're not even a fan. We just watched a Post Malone, and they're going to do more concerts throughout the year,
Yeah.
I'm assuming, because they said Katy Perry and someone else. I can't remember who the other one was. But
Yeah, I don't even remember who the other artist is. It was a name I didn't
I
recognize.
yeah.
Is she gonna
I
do
thought
I
that
Kissed
was
a Girl? But
I thought they were going to.
Just
I
'cause.
thought they were going to come up next. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, maybe this is okay. Post Malone to 15. Now they're going to take a break because it was Pokemon Day. I was expecting a longer celebration out of this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I really wish they would have saved the direct or Pokemon. They didn't call it a direct, whatever they called it. For that day, that'd have been made for a great Pokemon experience all day long. Because we're obviously not getting out and doing a lot of the events we normally would on Pokemon Day to celebrate.
Yeah.
so let's
Not very many people got.
It's like a good and a bad thing because they haven't announced exactly what's coming and exactly when it's all coming. But for somebody like me that's part of the trading card game as well, there are points that we can kind of pinpoint and be like, aha, okay, I bet. So they are stretching it out for the better part of the year.
So let's for people that are unfamiliar, Devi is clearly a hardcore fan. Were you hopped in? I'm assuming red and blue.
Mm-hmm.
Carlos the same.
Red and blue, yep.
Gary the same. I'm assuming.
Yellow.
Yellow was
but
yellow.
that's the same area.
Same
Same area
area.
though. That was the third one. But yeah.
Tomas.
Yep, same. Blue's the first Pokemon game I ever owned.
Yeah, I played.
Blue is the better version.
I'm pretty sure Blue is the game that I played, and then, or no, I think I had red. I had blue because I remember I was
What color
mad
was
because
the
I wanted Charizard, but whatever. So that's kind of where I was super into it for a very long time as a child, and then it just kind of something happened there where it just went bloop and just disconnected from me, and then I just haven't gone back. Kind of like Harry Potter a little bit.
That's just such a shame, though, because that means you missed out on Gold and Silver, which are arguably probably the best generation.
Well,
That would be the.
So
Yeah, the
I have-
Johto
I have
area.
this little guy, which I put all of the Pokemon
Little
games
guy.
on. So I have like Leaf Green.
Is that from Canada? Do you have?
No, this is from China, actually. So the ones that are coming out, the ones they just announced, Gold and
Yeah.
And I never
What is
played them either. Diamond and Pearl.
Diamond and
Pearl.
Brilliant Diamond and Shiny Pearl.
Okay.
And that's why I'm excited about them because I did not play them. Pokemon Silver is the last one I dabbled in before I even picked up Pokemon X. You know, I gave it up for a long time because I'm like, okay, they got all these other ones coming out. They're blowing this whole franchise out of proportion.
not my
This is
Pokemon.
like- And then the 3DS came out. You know, all the DS came out and all those awesome Pokemon games came out on it. You know, Diamond and Pearl, Black and White. Was Ruby or those? That's 3DS.
Ruby and
isn't it?
Sapphire.
No,
is
those Ruby
their
and Sapphire were.
advanced.
Yeah.
Those are advanced. Okay, yeah. So we got those ones. They kept making them like insanely, and I didn't realize
It seemed like a lot, yeah.
some of them were just remakes of others. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
I might have picked up a few of them had I known they were just remakes of the original games. You know, but so I finally gave it a shot. I picked up X, and I started getting back into it. I'm like, oh, this is great, except for the fact there's so much stuff to do in it now with like seeds and berries or whatever and this and that, and it was too much for me, so I shelved it for a while until Pokemon Let's Go came out, and then I picked it back up, and then that got me to obviously Sword and Shield, you know. But it's just there's so many games, so I didn't play Diamond and Pearl because of that gap right there. I thought there was just too much Pokemon going on in my life. I like the cartoons. I love the idea of Pokemon. I'm a Nintendo fan, so I'll always support it. And I'll support the Pokemon fan. But I couldn't see myself picking it up for the DS. I thought
Yeah.
there were better games for me to play on the DS. You know what I mean? I was
Like
playing
Pokemon
Scribble
Dash.
Knots. Was that Pokemon Dash? I was playing Scribble Knots. I was going nuts with Scribble Knots. You know what I mean?
You're
Always
gonna
have
be
to
in
have
for
a
a
backup.
treat then, because like Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl is basically, from what the trailers have shown, like a very faithful recreation.
And
Uh,
it looks beautiful.
Yeah, it's
too.
basically like they took the 2D art and then like made it 3D.
That's what I was gonna.
super cool.
kind of like what we did. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you guys like how you feel about it, because like when I look at it, because there's that meme going around that's like, do you like the new Pokemon game that looks like Zelda or the new Pokemon game that looks like Zelda? And like making the joke that it kind
Yeah.
of looks like the remake of Link's Awakening.
Link's Awakening. Yeah.
But
I'm fine with it. You know, it can look like Link's Awakening all you want because guess what? That's a great game point of view right there. I love that over top view like that.
there's
Phenomenal.
There's something about it though that almost looks even more childish than that for me. And this is
And
from
it's
someone who
Creepy
doesn't own a.
characters.
Yeah, it's something that like
Right.
this is from someone who doesn't own a Switch.
I get what you're saying because that's so like vast and insane looking, and they've got this little kitty thing. But then again, it is a remake, remaster, whatever,
Right.
you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah.
And you know, I am shocked they didn't go the Let's Go route with it. I really thought they would
I'm
because I mean, it's
glad.
been rumored
I'm
to come
so
out
glad we
forever.
didn't.
Same.
Because
But
Sinnoh
then
is
again,
actually
yeah.
like it's almost like a cult classic. Like how strongly people are connected to Diamond and Pearl. It's almost
Right.
like its own little culture. And
I wanted Gold and Silver though, to be honest. I really wanted those ones to come out, but I guess
well, we already had
like you
it.
said,
We had
Huh?
Heart Gold and Soul Silver. So I mean,
right. But I mean on the Switch, you know what I mean. I really kind of, but I guess that was
Port
the remake there.
everything
But
to
I
Switch.
wanted the Let's Go. I wanted the Let's Go treatment with Gold and Silver though.
Thomas, penny for your Poke thoughts.
Lantern is my favorite Pokemon.
oh my gosh, that's so cute.
I was gonna. So that's a different question, but that's
That's a good one. though.
that's another. Yes,
That's a good answer.
We'll
I love
That-
that.
we'll jump into
That's how
that.
far Thomas gets in Pokemon.
I feel like you can learn a lot about a person if you know who their favorite or what their favorite Pokemon is. So Thomas is his Lantern.
Thank you for asking.
You know, I actually use a lantern on my Nessa team for my Nessa cosplay. So
Dude, it's a sweet
No,
Pokemon.
no.
An anglerfish that is electric and water. That's just cool right there. I don't
The-
care who you are.
It's a very cute and unassuming choice. It doesn't impose upon anyone. Lanterns are
No,
just there.
But
What is
then
the
it's
kid about a little
technically a
thing dangling next to, hey, come here, check this
Yeah,
out.
right.
lady."
It could have been much scarier for sure.
For sure.
it definitely could have.
Carlos,
Ugh.
favorite Poke.
For the longest time, it was Ninetales, but
That's a good one.
currently it is Sylveon,
Oh.
Interesting.
the fairy EV evolution.
hmm
I gotta
So-
look. Silver. What's it? One more time.
Sylveon. It's
Sylveon.
Sylveon.
I was
Sylveon.
gonna say, look, do I gotta look at my Pokédex? I have one over here somewhere.
Hey, Chris, I thought you were like, somebody name a Pokemon game. I need to look up.
Oh, weird. That thing's both cats. You like Ninetales and Sylveon. Okay.
Ninetales.
Well,
It's a fox.
it's a fairy evolution, you know.
Devi.
The evolutions get me. So
I love the evolutions for sure.
Devi, what's your favorite Pokemon?
It's Magius. The Screaming Hat Pokemon. Yeah.
Magius.
But
Okay,
it's
actually,
funny though because
can I say something about that? I don't know anything about that Pokemon, but you just said a screaming hat.
Torching
in our-
hat?
In our chat, when you guys were organizing to play Outriders, Chris and Carlos, at two separate points, were like, "All right, Devi, who do you think I should play?" And I was sitting here, I'm thinking like, Devi is like our own Sorting Hat. She's like, "And you are Gryffindor." And here you are, and your favorite Pokemon is a screaming hat. This is meant to be. This is perfect.
It all comes
well,
back to
she's based on a banshee, and she's like super elegant in purple, giant hat, giant rubies and everything. You know, super pristine, regal.
There you go. Perfect.
But my favorite was Ninetales. Ninetales is my second.
Oh
So,
wow!
Carlos, we
Look
have
at
one
that. Samesies.
yeah.
Scary Gary. This better
I
be
mean,
a scary
Gengar, baby.
Gengar.
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 Obviously, but you know, of recent, and
Ghost
this is only
pals.
because
Bye.
this is only because of Pokemon Go. I didn't because like some of these evolutions I didn't really learn until playing Pokemon Go. I freaking love Sharpedo just because. Like, I mean, obviously I
That's
love
cool.
shark movies, and when I saw that there's like a shark torpedo, I'm like, you are now like my favorite Pokemon just based off your name and the way you look, bro.
Dude,
Yeah.
that is totally on brand. I love that.
My favorite, and I had to think about this today because I was like, man, what is my favorite Pokemon? I don't even fucking know. But the one
It's
that
Houndour, isn't it?
no, it's Gen 1, clearly, because that's
Okay.
where I'd be
Okay.
at. It has been
All right,
Should we
referenced.
all? Should we all take? Hold on. He said you can
Yeah.
tell a person based off their Pokemon, so we should all give a guess, and then he has to say it right there. So
Okay.
Go ahead, Thomas. We'll go around the circle.
I mean,
How about that?
one hint. I think he was going to give us one hint. Although me and we could probably
it is a hint.
destroy it.
Yeah, it has been referenced on this podcast already.
Really?
You know, you have a Puggle, so I'm gonna say Psyduck.
Boom.
It seems like you'd be a Psyduck
Psyduck.
Right out
guy.
the gate. There you go.
It's not Psyduck.
Oh, I already know.
Oh,
Is it Charizard?
we said that about the game, but I think it's Snorlax.
Ooh, that's a good guess, but that's not it.
Oh,
Carlos.
Well, my first guess was Arcanine.
It's a good choice. I'm going to go with. Wait. Shit. No,
What you
I
got,
mean,
Carlos?
to be honest, I feel like you're like a Dragonite person.
where's Dragonite? He said Dragonite.
Dragonite!
Dragonite.
Hey!
Something like that. Like what?
Closely
My God,
followed
we're
up.
battling a Dragonite.
Yep. Dragonite is the one. Because every time I would ever see it, and it's like, it's not something that was common. Like when you'd find it, you'd be like, oh, fuck, it's a Dragonite. And it's adorable.
It
Close
is kind of a big galook, isn't it?
Yeah. Close second, Cubone. Purely off of the TV show.
Let's see that.
Because he was
Yeah.
hilarious on the TV show. He'd always fuck shit up.
Yeah. Nothing more adorable than someone wearing the dead skull of their mother or whatever. You know?
Yep. Cubone.
I thought you were going to throw a curveball to us and say Oddish. Like, nothing like a snacky Pokemon right there.
You know what I really love about Dragonite is that the reason that they have evolved limbs is so that they can rescue people.
See,
The sweetheart.
That's literally
That
the
is
story
the
of why
best.
they grow it. They
Same.
grow it. So they can
totes
rescue-
adorbs.
There you go.
Um,
So should we talk about this new Legends game now? Then?
absolutely. We should talk about
Whoa.
it. This is what I feel like a lot of Pokemon fans have been asking for a very long time. Like, let me be in the world. Let me interact with the Pokemon without having to get into a damn menu. Like, let me just
Right.
be there and like exist in the world and have interactions in the world rather than and battle music, and now we're in this menu and we got to
Right.
figure it out.
This is 100% the angle almost 100% the angle I wanted them to go with when they first announced they're making an exclusive to Switch Pokemon game when they announced Sword and Shield. I was hoping when we got Breath of the Wild, we got one of this massive open world games. They totally changed the format of Zelda, the way we play it. You can just do whatever you want, whenever you want. You can go freaking anywhere. I wanted that in a Pokemon game. I really wanted them to give us a Pokemon game, drop us in a region or whatever, or all the regions for that matter, if they possibly could. That'd be a huge-ass game, though. And just let us play. The one thing I really wanted was, it to always be online. That would be hard for Nintendo, but you're playing your own story. You're playing the main story, but at any time you see random people walking through that are always online doing their same story, and you can just randomly battle them if you want to earn XP and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of I'm not a Dark Souls person. I don't play it. Don't kick my butt. I'm sorry. But when you play Dark Souls and you see ghosts walking through, those are fallen fighters or whatever, right? Or something like that. So,
yeah.
And that won't be fallen trainers or whatnot, but I feel like they could have a world where there's these trainers walking all over the place, and you can walk up to them and tap a button, and if they want to battle you, you can. Granted, it would always have to be online. You could play it offline if you wanted to, but have that option. I think that would be a lot of fun. And then go to, gyms to help, get your badges and this and that, and then get your Pokemon that way, But this one's a little bit different because on the level of you see the Pokemon, you can kind of pick and choose that I'm gonna go after that one or what. I love the way this game looks, and I'm excited for it. I don't know much about this legendary Pokemon. What was it, Arceus, or how you say it? Or
Yes.
Arceus.
He's
Arceus,
literally
Arceus.
the god Pokemon.
Yeah, but this is like the Pokemon prequel, right? I mean, it goes all the way back to start of Pokemon or some crap.
Pretty
So
much.
yeah, so I'm excited. I'm like I've always said, I'm not an RPG gamer. That's why I never really played Pokemon until somebody slapped Pokemon Yellow to my Game Boy and I gave it a shot. And then I'm like, holy crap, I gotta buy Red and Blue now. You know what I mean? And then that got me hooked because it has the RPG element, but catching all the Pokemon is just so dang addictive, and going around and doing all that. And this here now it's going to be an RPG, but I have a feeling it's going to be the type of RPG I can get into. I can wrap my hands around and this whole open world. I'm excited for it.
Well, I don't think that anything has been said so far about multiplayer. People are surmising that it's going to be just a single player experience.
Right.
Which is kind of heartbreaking because I wanted that same thing that you did. I want the open world experience, but also I want to play it with people.
Right.
So
Yeah,
I'm kind of sad.
You're training your Pokemon up for a reason, and to show that you have the baddest Pokemon of them all, you want to be able to do that. In which case, maybe over the course of this year, maybe we'll hear some more random announcements and maybe actually get a legit Pokemon Stadium to where we could use Pokemon Home and transfer some Pokemon over there.
See,
Why
I
haven't
was
we gotten it yet?
really wanting to have for Pokemon Day for them to announce Pokemon Battle Revolution, the sequel
Yeah.
or whatever, because the one on that's the one on the Wii for the uninitiated.
Right.
That to date, I mean, even after everything that we saw, for that Pokemon showcase show presents thing,
Presents.
is the most beautiful Pokemon game to date. It's so gorgeous, and it's seamless and fluid. It had great music, and it was actually the first game to introduce trainer customization. So I was hoping that they would kind of bring that back because everybody's been asking for a new stadium game, even though most people want Coliseum remakes, the GameCube game.
Right.
I would really appreciate if we got Battle Revolution, but
I think too, something to take away from this is that even though it was kind of a lengthy trailer, I feel this is more of a teaser. They clearly stripped UI from that trailer just to show off what it is, because there was no UI at all when you were crouching around and throwing. That's not really how Pokemon games work usually. Usually there's some sort of letting you know what's happening around. There's just not any information on the screen. So I expect there to be UI, and I expect this to be sort of like a tease of hey, that thing.
Oh,
you guys-
definitely. I mean,
that thing you wanted, we're doing it, but just give us a little bit.
right. Hey, I got rumor mill that this, Pokemon Presents was going to be lackluster, and I felt like it still delivered. I just felt like, just as I posted in the group, I was like, the ending was so okay, we hope you like what you saw. Bye. There wasn't even no big closing thing. It was that was that. It was like deuces, and I'm like, that's it. So they showed Diamond and Pearl, and then this awesome game, and then nothing. Oh, and they said, yeah, a little bit more on Pokemon Snap, of course. Which let's all get excited about that because that game looks amazing. I mean, don't sleep on Pokemon Snap. You can not be a Pokemon fan, and you can get lost playing some freaking Pokemon Snap. Let me tell you what. And if they
Yeah,
allow us
sure.
to print off pictures of our Pokemon, forget about it. Just like the Blockbuster days, my game room's gonna be full with all kinds of freaking Moltres and all that.
Well, they
stuff.
didn't.
Like,
They didn't go in depth about how it actually worked, but there was like, you would post your photos somewhere, but they didn't tell you
It's probably
where.
gonna be.
Well,
it's
they'd have
probably
the
gonna be
online
sort of
thing,
kinda like the Splatooniverse, where you
Yeah.
can make the posts on in the post box
and you
or
can
whatever.
vote for the best picks and all that stuff, and you want to raise in the rankings on like who has found like the rarest Pokemon, who has the best pick of them, this and that, which will be a lot of fun right there. But
It's
like,
Pokegram.
yeah, it's exactly right
Is
there.
there going to
But
be
man-
inappropriate Poke fans, if you will,
There will definitely
section of the
guarantee
internet?
Nintendo will
It's
definitely
huge.
put a block on anything that's going to look anything provocative or whatever.
Yeah, I'm sure
I
that there's gonna
guarantee
be
you.
some kind of like report button.
Right, but
It's just going to be a
that
Pokemon's
doesn't mean-
butt. Like what? Like
Hey,
there's nothing there. Like
I mean, you
But
can
that
draw
doesn't mean
on
you
the
can't
pictures, so I
screenshot.
think there's gonna be a lot more than that.
oh, you
That
can
means
draw on
you
the
can
pictures.
screenshot your Switch. Yeah, and you can screenshot your Switch and upload it to your own Pokemon OnlyFans Instagram page. You know what I mean? Oh, what are you doing, Articuno?
Well, you gotta stop because people, there's already art out there, I'm sure, because Rule 34 and all that whatnot. But
Oh, yeah.
you give the people ideas. So
DeviantArt.
I
Now, like with all that said, one of my biggest things to think about here is just that I made a fucking list of them, but with how expansive Pokemon has become, just this year, if you want to count the year from now to when Pokemon Legends Arceus comes out, that's 10 main Pokemon titles that they're going to be pushing. That's Cafe Mix, Masters EX, the Mystery Dungeon, Sword Shield, Pokemon Go, New Pokemon Snap, Pokemon Unite, Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, and Pokemon Legends Arceus. Like, they have not stopped trying to cater to literally every potential Poke fan out there. Like,
And you gotta love that about Nintendo and the Pokemon Company. It looked like what Nintendo was done in general. Like even like you're saying, all those games they just dropped, and they said they were going to release a new Zelda game every year, multiple at a time, and they've been doing that as well. So we're entering the 25th anniversary of Pokemon and the 35th anniversary of Zelda, and they're going to be dropping bombs left and right on us. I mean, my wallet is going to be
Oh
dusty.
yeah. I
Dusty.
mean, I might have to start a Pokefans to cover all of my funds. Just
Yeah, exactly.
games. I really thought it was a smart decision though, for Game Freak to hand over the control and development of Shining Pearl and Brilliant Diamond to, what is it called? Ilka, I think is the name of the
Yep.
studio.
Yeah, Ilka.
So that they can focus all of the resources on the other one, the Pokemon Legend, because that means that they're gonna be, this game is gonna shake the foundation of future like installations of Pokemon. Like I
That's
guarantee.
exactly right. It's going to do exactly like what Breath of the Wild did for Zelda. We now have a new format, and that's the way it's going to be. And I guarantee you, they will deliver. It isn't going to be hot garbage in any kind of way, shape, or form. You
in
might
that
even like it,
format-
Mao Mao.
In
Yeah.
that format, they're not even fighting each other anymore. Now they're just fighting the trainer. Like you have a dodge roll now. That means you're about to be messed up.
Yeah. You're
They come up for them life points.
crazy on the memes for that, and I'm very appreciative of it.
Yeah, they did
Pokemon.
specify it as like an action RPG, so there's a lot more to learn about what this game actually is and what you're actually doing. They just showed off the points that like people have been talking about, like they wanted for years. But I think over this year we're gonna learn a lot more about that game. I would expect two to three more of those Poke Directs.
So,
There's some minis for sure. Yeah.
so Gary, you mentioned basically having a new format to explore a Pokemon game in. We had the original Game Boy games that were their own format. We saw Pokemon Stadium, which was a different version of a way to enjoy Pokemon. We have Pokemon Go. We now have this one that's like an exploration, Breath of the Wild one. This, I don't expect actually to see it, but if I could genuinely plant an idea in their heads of a game that I would love to play, I want to see a run-based, like roguelike Pokemon game, like Slay the Spire, where you just have a bunch of characters where you could be like, okay, I want to do a low.
You talking about Pokemon? You talking about Pokemon Rumble?
I don't know. Am I? I mean, they have.
Honestly,
Okay, so-
yeah, that kind of fits.
Kind of fits,
bit,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
Because when you first started talking that, I was like Mystery Dungeon, but that actually has
Yeah,
like a storyline
Yeah.
that's like it's pretty linear.
dungeon crawler, yeah.
I want to be like, I want to pick from one of these like 5 Pokemon or something, or 3 Pokemon.
And you
And-
run through a road and you hack and slash your way through all these other Pokemon toys.
Well, so I do that, and then I'd be like, all right, what skills, like what TMs do I teach my Pokemon? What items do I pick up along the way? Like, do I pick up a potion or do I pick up a special attack up?
Now Pokemon Rumble doesn't go that deep into it. It's just you have your Pokemon and you're battling it out. But
Does Pokemon
That's-
Quest?
I guess Quest maybe, but I don't think we can pick up TMs and like train them or anything like that. It's really
Slay the Spire I've played the first character so many times. I've still never beaten the game with that first character. Gotten close.
now was it Slay the Spire Metroidvania-ish or whatever too?
No,
No.
it's
No.
It's a
a
card
deck
game.
builder.
It's a
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
deck
card,
builder
okay,
game.
okay,
So-
gotcha.
Basically, I imagine a deck builder, but because there are so many Pokemon, you could just infinitely come out with new characters to play. I mean, not just.
I mean,
new
the Pokemon
but-
card game is a deck building game, so you kind of have to. If you're just talking
And
about
they have
making
that
a roguelike,
And they
like,
have that on
that's
Game Boy, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They really do need to bring that
they
back.
should release a trading card game for Pokemon.
yeah,
Maybe.
they should. What are they doing?
I mean, I have 5 packs of McDonald's ones floating around here somewhere.
Hey,
It's real. No, I'm just kidding.
there is no doubt that we could talk about Nintendo and Pokemon for a long, long time.
Oh yeah.
But Gary, let's jump into some community spotlight questions. I want
Ooh, yeah.
to. So, Gary, I've known you for a few years now, a good handful of years. You are one of the most avid retro collectors. You're one of the most avid retro gamers and collectors that I've ever known. Obviously, we talked. You're a horror aficionado as
I
well.
love my games, yeah.
I mean, it seemed like you had a Harry Potter bag that you just reached into, and it had whatever we were talking about right at that moment in it.
It's very possible. You can mention something right now, and I could probably pull it out. I mean, you could randomly try it and see if I can succeed. Say something.
Donkey Kong.
Oh, man, I'd have to get up for that, but I could just write the...
Well, I know it's back there. I trust you.
Yeah, it's there. It's there. I was
Plus,
off guard. I was thinking,
NES
I was
games.
like, first thing that popped in my head was Amiibo because I was playing with using my Donkey Kong Amiibo earlier in 3D World because you can get a star real quick for scan or an extra life, you know. So I was like, So okay,
Well,
yeah.
let's so you are retro, and you've been playing for a while. I want to ask, what is your earliest gaming memory?
my earliest gaming memory, honestly, if you've ever seen every year my birthday, this becomes my profile pic, and you'll see it this year. I'll be turning 40 in April. But my profile pic will be a picture of me sitting in front of an old wooden console TV at 1 or 2 years old, and I'm playing Atari 2600. And I can honestly, and this is no lie, I can think back all the way to those days right there in that apartment playing Demon Attack. No lie, dude. And I think we even had ET then too on Atari 2600. So yeah.
Cool. The next question I was going to ask you was was your first console, but I think we got the answer to that.
Yeah, definitely an Atari there. It was my family's console. My personal first console, we did have an Atari when I was a kid, but the one that was definitely mine and not like the family console was an NES for sure.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I had some good. My earliest memories were playing Mario Brothers with my family.
Yeah.
NES. All right, here's a big one, and it's going to tie in with the next one. I know you can see these questions on here. What are 5 of your top favorite games?
Oh God, come on now. Legend of Zelda, Mortal Kombat 2, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2,
Yes.
Halo, and any Super Mario Brothers game. It doesn't matter. But I mean, if I go with one, the one I played the most in my life will always be OG Super Mario Brothers, hands down.
You know, I went back as an aside, Up Down, our local arcade bar. They had a challenge to play Mario. If you get the high score, you could win like something. I don't remember.
It was the
Remember-
Last of Us Special Edition PS4 Pro.
That's right.
Last
So
of Us
I
2,
really
sorry.
wanted to win that, but it was also during lockdown. So I tried to get it. So I went in and I played on 2 separate occasions. Turns out that's a really good game. I forgot just how good of a game that actually was, because all I ever I always just skipped most of the levels. I just did, I just beat the game in the fewest number of worlds as
And
possible.
nothing wrong with doing that. I still do that. You know what I
Well,
mean?
so because I was
Speedrun.
trying to get a high score instead of just beat the game, I was playing it differently. So I was trying not to skip worlds, and there is so much game design in there that was so clever that I forgot just how good it was. Like so many things I forgot that they even had in games back then. But anyway, that just blew me away, and it really gave me like a rediscovered appreciation for that.
Right.
But yeah, Mario started it all. That's for sure.
And that's why Shigeru Miyamoto is like one of my most favorite game developers of all time, who just started off as a simple gaming programmer at Nintendo, but yet he is, I feel like, one of the heart and souls of Nintendo. I'm scared when his time comes to finally retire and hang it up or whatever, which I just don't see him doing it. I see him doing it till he finally goes to wherever else it is we go to.
He's going to be working on Nintendo games until he is literally dust.
Or he
If
is
you
the
ever
first
look-
person that's immortal. Yeah.
Yeah, he is the reason. If you ever sit down and take 5 hours out of your day, even though there's some flaws to it, but the Playing with Power documentary that came out on Crackle this week, which it's very easy to watch. It's fun to watch. Like I said, there's some issues I wish they would touch base on, since they're talking about the history of Nintendo, that they skip over a lot of stuff. But they say it right there. They sat on the Nintendo 64 for so long because the president of Nintendo was like, I'm waiting on Shigeru Miyamoto to finish this Mario game here, because he is the heart and soul of Nintendo. If it was for him taking, Radar Mission and revamping it into a Donkey Kong game, we wouldn't have the amazing game that we have with Donkey Kong. We wouldn't have the platformers turned into Super Mario Brothers or anything like that. His heart and soul and passion, his wanting to create a story into a game, we never would have seen The Legend of Zelda. And right there, that just, people like him, greatest game developer right there. And that's one of the reasons why I love Nintendo right there, is because they go for the heart of the gamer right there. And
Yeah.
he does it
I mean,
for me.
we wouldn't
hands down.
have FPSs without Nintendo, because Super Mario 64 was the first game to ever feature a first-person camera. So
Exactly. They really, even though it's very primitive now when you look at it, 3D gaming back then, but Nintendo really shaped the mold on what 3D gaming is. Yeah, PlayStation was around and stuff, but Nintendo really showed what 3D gaming can be, for sure.
So if you could have any game and either get a remake, a remaster, or a re-release, of course we've seen re-releases of Mario lately. I mean, there's Link's Awakening that was remade. Of course, I'm grabbing Nintendo out of the air here because of our topic, but if you could have anything that everybody would have a chance to play today, like for example, having 3D World. Not everybody
Right.
had a Wii U, but it's accessible now because more people have Switches.
It's so hard to say that, because we got one of the greatest remakes right here, with Link's Awakening. That's one of the greatest Game Boy to Switch remakes right there. They did such a good job with that, and they kept it aesthetically the same way as it was on Game Boy, with a lot of really good quality life improvements. But I would want to say something like A Link to the Past, but you don't need to remake that game, because if you just get Nintendo Switch Online and you can play it the way it's meant to be played beautifully, and it still holds up to this day, Super Nintendo style right there, So it's kind of hard to pick and choose that, because there are so many Nintendo games that just hold up. But if I could pick a remake right now, I would probably have to go with Oracle Seasons and Ages, just because this right here did so good. You know what I mean?
I'm with you there. I had just had a conversation with my brother about that. That's the Zelda game we both want to see remastered.
Yeah, I want to see that done this year. I don't think we're
It's not
going to
going to
get
happen
it.
this year.
I really don't. I really think, as a little post I did in the group today, we're going to get Game Boy games next on the Switch. I really feel the Nintendo Switch Online service is going to be Game Boy games, and it's going to be Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance. And I have a feeling for the Zelda anniversary, they're going to drop Oracle of Seasons and Ages, but the Game Boy Color version's on that. So I don't know. We'll see. That's
Actually-
my predictions, but.
I hope that comes true, because we were talking about the trading card game, and Pokemon trading card game for the Game Boy Color which I say because you can play it on either one.
It was one, yeah,
Um,
exactly.
It was so good, and the music just haunts me. I mean, not haunts me, but like it stays
Right.
with me forever. Like
Yeah.
And
I
if you
love
if you
music.
did
It's so
collect
good.
Pokemon decks, you could play it like that, just as easy, you know.
Yeah.
But I would love to see Oracle of Seasons and Ages remastered. Nintendo could just easily print their own money by making remakes of that 2 different games. I would definitely buy both of them with that same little thing that the Game Boy Color did, where you had to have both of them to get the actual inning to play Ganon, to fight Ganon. You know,
The big
So-
block to that is that those were made by Capcom. So they have
That's
to
true,
like
too.
do some
Yeah.
weird
That's-
licensing situation with that. But
but Nintendo and Capcom have this like love connection right now. Like, look at all the Capcom games that we've gotten on the Switch recently.
Yeah.
And then let's not forget, at the end of this month, we're getting Monster Hunter Rise, which is a Switch exclusive. We may see it on PC. I'm hearing now.
Yeah.
But that's gonna be
And-
my first dive into Monster Hunter right there. I'm not a Monster Hunter gamer. I bought Worlds and I never played it. I ended up trading it in because I wanted a trade-in value because I'm not. That's not a game to grab me by the balls. You know what I mean? But I'm excited. This Rise looks so good.
yeah,
I'd say at this point anything is possible, because if we can get God of War and DC Universe into a Pokemon game, then we can
It's
do
only-
anything.
only-
it's all on the table, baby.
Only in Canada.
Our last question is a little bit different. It is there anyone in the gaming universe that you look up to?
Well, like I said earlier, I got really excited when we were talking about Nintendo, and I said Shigeru Miyamoto for sure.
You know what? I already knew the answer to that question. Why did I even ask?
But I'll take this moment of time to mention Cliffy B, because I love Cliff Brzezinski a lot because he is a hardcore gamer. He is one of us, and he's created some of the greatest games we've ever played, Gears of War and all that. Right? He created Gears, am I right?
Yeah.
Carlos,
Yeah, he did.
I'm not botching that.
Yeah.
The first one or whatever, I believe,
Yeah.
because I know it kind of went off the rails or whatever. He's a passionate gamer just like us, and decided to go ahead and start making games. And I was reminded of that watching this documentary, Playing with Power, because he's in the documentary, and they show him and his girlfriend or wife. I don't know who, either or, but they're just playing Mario, but he's got all this stuff set up kind of like this right here, because this is what he loves. He loves to go back to his memories when he was a kid, staying up late playing hours upon hours of Super Mario Brothers. And I remember doing that myself, because there was a time when the only game I owned was Super Mario Brothers Duck Hunt, because it came packed in with your Nintendo. Flippy B is one of those gamers that definitely loves games as much as like we do.
Makes sense.
There's one last question here. It's coming in live on Twitter. It says, "Scary Gary, how do you get the best eyebrows in the business?"
That's European Wax Center. They do the best work. Sponsor that shit.
Gary, thank you so much for coming on the show. I hope that we can have more meetups. I mean, you're the Nintendo Switch meetup king here in Kansas City, and times have been tough with the pandemic and stuff. And I look forward to a time when we can, one way or another, connect and play some Nintendo games together.
Chill.
I almost won a Smash tournament because of you.
Yeah, I can't wait to be able to start doing them again too. And hopefully with this nice weather, we can maybe even dabble in some outside meetups and stuff like that. But that's why I'm really excited also about like things coming up with me, because I'm starting to get more back involved with certain things, like with this all-in-one gaming expo that I'm working on. I kind of got yelled at when I said retro gaming convention, because the guys that I'm partnering up with to do this, they really want it to be known as an all-in-one gaming expo, not just tackle the retro gaming community. Obviously, they brought me on board because that's my cup of tea. So, sharing and like that's where I'm going for. But hopefully by this time next year, we'll have, be able to have this. It's all, in the works due to the pandemic and stuff like that. But we're really looking forward to bringing Kansas City a really nice gaming expo that's going to cover like PC, tabletop games, bar games, even like darts and all that, card games. One of our partners is doing at the end of this month a gaming swap meet in Independence at a game store. I believe was it March 28th? Yeah, from 10 a.m. to 3:30 at a game store. So, and they have a Facebook group, it's what's it called? Kansas City Retro Swap and Shop. So if y'all, any
Cool.
listeners want to check that out, March 28th, 10:30 a.m. till 3:30, show up at the Independence, retro gamers, and I'm pretty sure there'll be like current games and stuff like that too. Swap, trade, sell, It's something just for us to start getting out doing. This pandemic has really put a dent on a lot of us that like to get out and actually have this gaming community in person.
I need my people. I need my people.
Yeah, as gamers, we can just fall in love with our online world and stay at home and never have to leave the house and put pants on and stuff,
Mhm.
But I'm a person, I like to get out and I love the couch co-op, and I just love the gaming community in person. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, 1,000% agree.
Samesies. Gary, if people want to follow you, where can they do that at?
So I am the biggest Instagram whore that you'll ever meet. You can follow me on Instagram at Scary Gary Casey. I mean, seriously, I'm doing 10 days of Mario right now because Mario Day is coming up next week. And now we're closing in on Nintendo's fiscal year, which is the end of Mario's 35th anniversary, which I want to say this real quick. Go out and get Super Mario 3D All-Stars if you haven't yet. Game's going to be delisted, whether it's digital or physical. I'm pretty sure there'll be some still floating around, but they're going to shoot up in price. I think somewhere in Nintendo's like strategy book, they say, make sure that we're going to say it's going away because then we know we definitely got Scary Gary's money right there. So.
Devi, where can people follow Party Invite at?
Well, why don't you go on down to linktr.ee/partyinvite. Come up and see us sometime. We are on all your favorite platforms. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, but not PokeFans. We might be working on that later.
Mm-hmm.
Poke fans, coming
We got
soon.
this, yeah.
Coming soon.
I like that
You
new
can also
Devi
find us on
character.
Spotify and Apple stuff. I mean, the link tree has everything, so you're good. Just go there. Go there.
All right, that's going to do it for this episode. We will catch y'all next time. Peace.
Bye.